In the heart of sagebrush country in central Nevada, the cowboy crew on Smith Creek Ranch is pushing cattle to the uplands. The ranch was purchased by the Hendricks Family Partnership in 1994 with the idea of improving a property that had been overgrazed.
You want to leave it better than the way you found it. And so that's what we've tried to do here, to have the respect of this land. I guess you learn to work with the environment around you, and so you've got to take care of it.
The Hendricks family have a tremendous value for the land, and to see that land flourish and become even more productive, but not just for livestock, but for everything that exists on the sagebrush landscape.
From a cow standpoint, this is kind of a tough part of the country to make a living in. I think central Nevada, if we can do grazing and cows sustainably in central Nevada, we can do it just about anywhere.
DUANE COOMBS was the manager here for nearly 18 years. Now Sam Lossing, who worked alongside DUANE for many years, has taken the reins. As it is in most of Nevada, this is a public lands ranch with only about 3,000 acres owned and more than 225,000 acres of permitted grazing on BLM allotments.
So one of the neat things about our relationship with the BLM and the trust that DUANE has built over the years is that in this past 4 years of drought, it's been critical to recognize before the BLM mandates it that we needed to cut back our cow numbers. So we voluntarily reduced our herd from about 900 to about 700, just in the interest of keeping the land healthy and keeping the rangelands from suffering.
I know and talk to all of the permittees that we work with. Just having an example like the Smith Creek Ranch to be able to show what it can be like is pretty valuable.
Smith Creek Ranch has always been on the cutting edge of environmental stewardship. They are open to partnerships with really diverse entities. They really work hard to partner to solve problems, and they're not afraid to step out of the box.
Innovative partnerships have worked to improve the watersheds on the ranch. Man-made dams were put on Smith Creek to slow the flow of the water, and cattle management has helped restore trees and health to the stream banks.
The riparian areas here at Smith Creek Ranch, when I first came, were a little tough, and I am just tickled pink with the progress that we've made. And more than that, I'm just tickled pink that we have been able to do this while we graze cows.
It's important to manage the cattle in those riparian areas because it's the area that is most sensitive to overgrazing and most easily overgrazed. And so one of the things we spend a lot of time doing is pushing those cows out of the riparian areas up into the uplands and settling them there.
Sam and DUANE have spent years working to improve habitat for wildlife, including threatened species such as the sage grouse. That goal requires taking out invasive juniper and pinyon trees that have overrun the landscape.
I think the biggest thing is the ranch has gone out and cut trees for sage grouse habitat. And they've been able to do it on public land in conjunction with the BLM. And I think that's a really win-win situation.
You know, what's good for one is good for the other. And so if we can use sage grouse to improve cow habitat or cows to improve sage grouse habitat, you know, we're all after the same thing.
Another major project on Smith Creek Ranch is in Porter Canyon, where researchers have established the only full instrumented watershed measuring the impact of juniper and pinyon trees on the landscape.
This whole project here in Porter Canyon with Smith Creek Ranch started with DUANE and University of Nevada-Reno. So our research here, one of the things we are looking at is how pinyon and juniper use water, how they impact the understory, and whether or not removal of pinyon and juniper can restore the forage and wildlife habitat in this ecosystem.
Beyond stewardship, the ranch team is also preserving history. One building is an original Pony Express station. and their horses are saddled each day in the barn that was once used for the overland stagecoach. Whether moving cattle or fostering partnerships, the team at Smith Creek Ranch is working every day to ensure this land is preserved for the future.
We can never own land. We only borrow it from our children. That's stewardship.
My ultimate hope is that when someone comes to Smith Creek Ranch, they'll be able to look across this landscape and see that someone managed, someone cared about this land and making it better.
So we feel fortunate to have men like this who love God and love their family and love this country and have given us a better environment. It's a great blessing to us all for that.